I have been talking about this topic with my shuffle dance students for weeks now, and I am so excited to bring it here onto the podcast, onto the YouTube channel. And that is the topic of balancing the artist with the athlete as a shuffle dancer. Most shufflers, especially when they first start out, they fall into one of two camps. They're either the perfectionist, the person who cares so much about drills, hitting everything perfectly, wanting it to be clean, settling for nothing less than incredible. They want the sharpest lines, the fastest BPM, but it gets to a point where practice tends to feel like a chore, right? It's very high pressure. Maybe they've lost their why, and over time, it just feels like they've kind of sucked the fun out of shuffling. That's camp number one. Camp number two, I'm going to call the vibe chaser. So this is the person that's like really only dancing when the song is perfect, when the vibes are right. They're just having fun. They have this secret desire to get better at shuffling. They really want to improve their skills. They want to see consistent growth, but they're just kind of going into their sessions willy-nilly, putting music on and hoping for the best. But they're frustrated because their skills aren't actually growing. So the reality here is that we need to have a healthy balance of both of these energies. The first person, the perfectionist, is actually leaning too much into their athlete side, whereas the vibe chaser, which is the second person who's a little bit more loosey-goosey about their practicing, they're a little bit too far on the artist side. The goal here is to combine both, balancing the scales, okay? As shuffle dancers, we have two halves of us. We have the artist and we have the athlete. So I'm gonna break down the ways that both of these show up and how you can merge them. Number one, the athlete side. So your focus here is discipline, structure, foundations, repetitive drills, really focusing on having growth and seeing growth. The danger here, if you fall too far into the athlete mentality, if you just put your head down, do what you need to do, force yourself to dance even on the days you don't want to, like discipline is good, but when we lose the artist side of things, and we'll get there in a second, it starts to feel a little bit robotic, right? You dread getting into the lab because you just have turned your hobby into a performance review, right? Like it's starting to feel like nothing's ever good enough and like you're putting in so much work and you're not getting a lot out of it. And that's the downside of being too far on the athlete side, all right? Now let's swing the pendulum the other way to the artist side. So the artist, their focus is free flowing, very emotional. It's a very fun based practice. They're here to enjoy like the spiritual side of shuffling. They really just want to tap into their dance and their movement and whatever. And this is where you grow soulfully. This is kind of the why of your movement. And most likely, most people get into shuffling because of the artist side to begin with, at least, right? We see shuffling, we are inspired by it, and we get into it in that way. But the danger of being too far on the artist side when you still have shuffle goals, without the athlete, you're going to hit a plateau. If you're going into practices only practicing when the circumstances are perfect or when the mood is right, or practicing just kind of like free flowing without working on skills or techniques or anything like that, it's going to be difficult to see that consistent growth that you crave. And that's when plateaus happen. So it's actually a lack of structure. It's the polar opposite of being too far on the athlete side. I'm going to tell you a little story about me being in both of those positions. So when I first started shuffling, I was definitely more on I would say I was on the athlete side to start, at least. I really wanted to get good. I wanted to get good so damn bad. And I focused on everything I needed to do to get good. I put in so many hours. I put in a lot of time. I was taking classes, hiring teachers, mentors, all of these things. And it sort of got to a point where shuffling was feeling a little bit like like it was missing something, right? Like it was missing that excitement that I originally had. And so that's when I decided to tap into the artist side. And I would say this happened probably like mid 2024, so still fairly recent. And I really just wanted to tap into like the way the music made me feel and musicality and focusing on like funny facial expressions and changing my style and the way that I dress as a dancer. Like I really got into the artist side. And the issue with that was that I swung too far over on the pendulum to the other side, where I sort of lost sight of the techniques and the progress and really making technical growth that I wanted. Now, myself, like most dancers, we want to grow in both areas. We want to grow in skill, technique, foundations, musicality, creativity, all of that. But we also want to grow soulfully. We want to have creativity and emotion coming through us in our dance. We don't just want one or the other. And that's when I had to really check myself and see like how I was not balancing these two sides of myself and how I needed to bring both my artist and my athlete into harmony. So this is how you're going to grow soulfully with the artist and physically with the athlete. The best analogy I can give you is you need the athlete to build the house and the artist to live in it. Okay. For the athlete, you need to give yourself permission to be messy and to play and to try new things and to have moments in your sessions where it's not all about just like getting the work done and getting out of there. For the artist, you still need discipline, right? You still need discipline to show up even when it's hard or it's not perfect. You need discipline to work through drills that might feel a little bit boring so that your body can work on autopilot while your imagination runs free. And when these two meet, the artist and the athlete, that is where flow state happens, right? It's like grounded by technique, but it's fueled by emotion and passion. And so it's really, really important that you don't feel like you have to choose between technicality or vibes. You can have both. And in fact, I encourage you to have both. Maybe it is in one single session. You work on your athlete first and let your artist run free later. Maybe you have a day where you just need to get in there and get in the studio and put in your reps and get the work done. That's the athlete mentality. And then maybe the next day you're feeling a bit more emotional. Maybe you're wanting to just tap into the music and like let yourself dance freely. And that's where the artist comes in. But notice that both of these things are balanced and they can be balanced when we check in with ourselves. Usually, if you're feeling way too much pressure, you have lost the artist side and you're too much in the athlete. And on the other side of things, if you're feeling really frustrated, you're hitting plateaus, you're not really sure what to do next in your shuffling, it feels unstructured, you're probably a little too far in the artist and not enough into the athlete. So my recommendation is to have both the athlete side and the artist side. And that's exactly how I've created the Footwork Blueprint Fundamentals course. The athlete side, this course is going to help you master your shuffle fundamentals, unlock power, control, clean techniques, smooth transitions, effortless freestyle, flow in 90 days or less. Whether you're brand new to shuffling or if you're leveling up years of experience, this course is going to give you the structure and foundation that you need so that every time you show up to practice, whether you're pressing play on the video or you're just having a free flowing session, you know what to practice. You know what techniques to work on. You know the areas you need to grow and exactly what you need to do to fill those gaps. And then we also have the artist side also wrapped into this course. We don't stop at just drills and boring and all of that, although I don't think drills are boring, but that's what people say. We also support the artist side. You have 60 days inside of our private coaching community where you're going to get direct feedback from me, but you're also going to get weekly shuffle coaching calls, monthly mindset coaching calls, weekly check-ins to tap into your reflective side, what makes you feel creative as a dancer, tapping into music and getting music recommendations from other people in the community of like-minded shufflers. That alone is going to help you tap into the artist because we're all really there, yes, to grow and level up, but we're also there to tend to our soul and to have a community of people who are not just dancing because we want to be robots and like hit moves in a cool way. We really want to express, feel our emotions, show up on the dance floor, and give it all that we have. And that is what you're going to get inside of the Footwork Blueprint. So you no longer want to have to choose between perfectly getting things done and being a perfect technician and being, a free flowing and free spirited dancer. This is where both of those things join. I'm going to put a little bit more information about the Footwork Blueprint course inside of the caption here. Go check it out. I hope that this was helpful to balance your artist side and your athlete side. And I can't wait to see what you do with this. And I'll see you in the next one.